Who wants to start?
I
Sounds like
nominate
you.
Alec. Well, I'll be right back.
Clint.
Wait, didn't we open with Gregor? Where are you going?
Yeah, actually, that's a good.
Yeah, actually.
All right, I'm still here. Goddammit. What happened? Caster.
Deception check failed IRL.
Okay. Didn't we start there?
You did, yeah.
Okay. Now the problem is getting my brain to remember everything.
You don't have to remember everything. Just remember what you can.
Right. Gregor interrogated Dayron. Kind of, well, interrogated is a strong word. Kind of like quasi, though.
An exchange of information.
Yeah. He started asking him about where he learned how to fight the way he was against Castor, with releasing these red flames that came out in like waves. Because it kind of jogged something loose in his head, like, I've seen this a few times now. And he denied being a vampire, but I mean, you know, it's pretty suspicious at this point.
That is what a vampire would say.
Exactly.
Wow, he fucking isn't. This shit's awesome.
He told us more about the upcoming war games if we do participate. We probably will at some point. What was his information about that in particular? It was going to be around the God's Eye.
It was going to be in the God's Eye. There was going to be kind of... it was kind of split into two different things, where it was our class versus the other graduating class, as well as our year ones versus their year ones. Because it's supposed to be this kind of like show off of capability as well as growth.
Component where our year one class might fight a different year one class.
Yeah. And then I believe it was, we could choose to be attackers or defenders, whereas the defenders had to escort a Sister of Light to a location. The attackers, well, you could probably guess. There was also other dark ones that would be on the field that you could take out for bonus points.
Right, that was a new bit of information. I think that was about it for the war games in particular. He did offer up the knowledge that the East Watch, their like whole upper class is dead except one guy. And he was somebody like Lucian or a Tinkerer that used primarily things that would not normally be effective against Dark Ones. And that's why it was considered like an anomaly.
He Home Alone them with like a bunch of traps and shit.
Yeah, traps, gadgets, things like that.
Killed one of the traders with a paint can on a string.
The story is that that's what happened. That his class fell to darkness and he killed them all.
Yes. So, real chat. Helpful.
You know, it's a suspicious story.
Mm-hmm. Eager to meet the guy. His name is... Oh. I thought that was actually his name for a second. Right, sorry. So, what else did Craig discuss? Because that's all I remember.
As part of this information exchange, he told Dayron about our class, our squad, and he kind of like told enough that he felt like that Dayron felt like it was a fair exchange, but he also tried to not tell him everything. Like he downplayed how good Flora is and things like that.
Anything else?
Caster chose to comment about Doran, how he's advancing faster than a human should be able to.
Wait, did he?
Yes.
Yeah, he tattled.
Yeah, fucking snitch.
But I think that's it. Yeah, I think after that, the three of you started walking back, right?
Yes, I think that's what happened.
Yeah, and then I took my turn just going off into the woods, both east and west, in that order of the village, to try and find Carolyn. I went the wrong way first. I went to the east where we entered from, and found tracks. And I was like, "Oh, these are our tracks." God, I hope no one sees me fuck up this badly. And Pietro did. Pietro was like, "Damn, you suck. You failed your mission. You're an embarrassment." I'm paraphrasing, but that's basically the what he told Jericho.
They're best friends now.
Then the Nomad squawked, and that pissed me off. I took that personally. And then Pietro was like, "Hey, by the way, our leader would be interested in having you in the Blood Cloaks if you were interested." And Draco was like, "Absolutely fucking not." And he skateboarded away the wrong direction. Then recalculated and went westward to where he actually found Carolyn. He had a bonding moment with Rex, who was much more nice to Jericho, much nicer to Jericho when she's not around. Blood poachers. Welcome back, Jacob. And Jericho just had some questions for Carolyn. I'm going to get into them. They were inconsequential, personal things. They did talk about. She basically asked a question that Jericho had been asked a few times now about, like, "Hey, why are you even here?" And like he had many times before, he evaded the question. And then walked back. So they had a conversation. That's it. And then by the time he got back, the smokehouse had been finished. And what happened with that?
We made dinner. No. Well,
Yeah.
that's not
What else
inaccurate, but that's not the main thing that happened there. So Bradford had a little moment, very stupid moment, of trying to figure how to. Oh, Jericho's gone. How to push himself. This is stupid. Push himself further than before to try and trigger a tier 2 weapon flare kind of thing. Also, is the music going nutty?
I'm dying too.
Okay.
Oh no, it's just the bot.
It's just a bot.
Yeah.
My. Okay.
Don't tell me it's finally it's
Don't
time.
go in.
It's been going off and on for the past like 24 hours. I noticed.
Bro,
That's
just
what happened
let
to the
us have
other
nice
bots
things.
too.
That they would get spotty and then die.
Yeah.
Speaking of die,
And
that's
considering
not a
it's at
lot of noise.
104,000 other servers.
Oop. It's still making
Alice
noise.
is dead.
Stay lovey. Nothing we can really do
Alright.
besides try and find another bot later. What are they doing? Oh yeah. Bradford was trying to activate a tier 2 weapon flare, and his extremely brilliant idea to do that was to set himself on fire. there was specific purposes behind it. Because it was this idea of trying to like tap into whatever part of his soul is like restrained by himself, kind of idea. Eventually, it kind of works with the assistance of, I believe, Jericho, Poye, and I think Caster was involved in that too. I believe so. Yeah. Being fucking homies and scaring the shit out of him because, like, I don't want them to get hurt, so I have to figure out how to make them not get hurt. So, in a very merciful action, he breathed in the fire and had to get the fire out, so he breathed it back out and caused a kind of healing flame effect. He also heard the call, whatever the call exactly entails, but it's like a big trans. I imagine it's like the coming of age kind of thing for like a lot of like different groups of people throughout the world, but it's like for dragons. At least that's my interpretation. Now
Then that's what it is. Yeah.
Alistair was also there judging the entire time. Was like, all right, cool, you did it. And as he left, looked at Grimworld. Grimworld was like, the fuck you looking at? And left. Which I found hilarious. Big Cathar man showed up a little bit after that. It was like, holy crap, we need to fix you up because you were just on fire. So Bradford, for the next few days, was kind of out of commission. Grimworld. Playing Grimhollow. Bradford was out of commission for the next few days, getting patched up. Which then leads to other people possibly doing stuff during that time, which I don't think we did a lot. I think it was mostly just kind of like fast forwarding, like fixing the town up some.
Yeah.
Which I don't think we fixed 100%, but I think we made some like good fucking headway for like a few days.
Who was next? Was it Lucian or Gregor? Because I know
Gregor.
Lucian.
It was Lucian.
Yeah, Lucian had a talk with Michael. What was that about?
Yeah, true.
Oh yeah, I pulled Michael aside and it was like, I asked him about some random things like how he felt towards me. He said he was all right, I guess, and what he fights for. I also did like a quick game of like word association, and then I said my mother's name, and he was like, "Should I know what that person is?" But then said his name. His like tensed up really bad, apparently. But and then I also asked him like what he remembers before we found him, and he was like, he couldn't breathe. He also could, and he was like floating in like water or something, kind of like Luke in the Star Wars. So that's what we got from whatever the fuck he came from.
He remembers the back to tank.
Yeah, the back to tank. Yeah. But that's all that happened with Lucian that game.
Not all that happened. There's also the thing near the end, but I think after that we jumped to Gregor, who was looking for Carolyn, right? Also,
Yeah. He howled in the woods and got Rex to show up. And he tried to win favor with Rex, but of course it didn't work. And then he got Rex to call for Carolyn, but he noticed that the way they communicate is like, it's like clicking their jaws.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Carolyn showed up not long after that, and he said she would have to teach him that because it is a lot more subtle than howling into the woods. And then he kind of talked to her about what he discovered with Dayron, and that he remembered his parents died to something just like they did. And what the implications there can be. And then he tried to talk to Carolyn about some other stuff, but she was like, not right now. I gotta go finish scouting and shit.
she was
That's
like, "Hard fucking
basically-
working."
Yeah.
Oh, that does remind me. I'm sorry, you done?
I think that about covers it or summarizes it.
Yeah, I forgot. One of the things Jericho had asked Carolyn was not really, I don't want to say important, but it wasn't like a personal thing. When I tried to ask about like why she left when we were underneath the tree, and she just said, "Oh yeah, I was scouting to make sure it was safe." And I rolled an insight, and there seemed to be more that she wasn't sharing. But Jericho doesn't know how to pry anything out of her. He doesn't have he doesn't have any relationship. It was only like the second time he spoke to her, so
It's interesting because I read that Jericho is just making her uncomfortable.
Okay. But regardless, he wasn't able to figure out what was happening there.
Right.
And yeah, that's all I want to say.
The line of questioning about that at least made her uncomfortable. Because I think O represented that with her body language, if I remember.
But
Anything else happened?
Just what was happening over here, right? I think so. Yeah, Carolyn was what was she doing? She had them all lined up. Was she like drilling them, or?
She was instructing them somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then me and Bradford were snooping.
I wasn't genuinely. He was just like sitting over here watching what was happening. I wasn't hiding in the
Lucian
fucking
was
bushes.
hiding
Your
behind the
ass was
bushes, and you
literally
got
in bushes. And you got ratted on. I was fucking chilling, my guy. I don't know
Hey,
why I'm being pulled into this bullshit.
I will say, in
He was
fairness, in the
just
VOD, you said you
adjacent.
were curious about what was happening, so that is still you being curious about it.
Just
Did Alec-
bush adjacent, you know.
I hate it.
Did
here.
Alec already cover him pulling Gregor aside?
Oh no! Yeah, I totally skipped that.
Okay,
part.
so the way y'all said that, I was like, holy crap, did that happen the week before? And I'm just forgetting it because I thought that happened too. Okay.
Yeah, no. So, it
No,
was
I
us.
just forgot like dumbasses.
Is this Jericho pulling? Because I think Gregor approached him, right? Or no? Was it? It doesn't matter. Gregor basically said quite bluntly, "I think I might have to kill the blood cloaks." And Jericho's like, "Oh, there's one standing 15 feet that direction. Let's go over there."
Well, if I remember right, it was
It was Daron.
it was Daron, but Jericho started questioning him about how he feels about Carolyn and like does Carolyn give off like a vibe that like attracts people like us, whatever that means. And then
Yeah.
Gregor changed the topic, and then it
And
was
that was when
something
Jericho
like
was like, "Oh, let's move away."
it was something about the blood cloaks initially, like that wasn't as blunt or like severe. And then Jericho joked like, if you're gonna change the topic like that, you need to, like fully commit, like go all the way, like something like that. And so Gregor was like, I'm worried I'm gonna have to kill all the blood cloaks. Is that enough for you?
All right. Well, so yeah, we moved over to get some privacy, and I think what did Gregor say about the blood cloaks?
He basically told Jericho what he found out about the war game and Dayron in particular, and what he remembered.
Which was
Why
about the
he doesn't trust them.
And Jericho had some deprecating comments, which definitely rubbed Gregor the wrong way, which is fair. And then the conversation ended, I think.
Yeah,
I think Jericho more or less closed it with, "Look, just don't go killing anyone yet, okay? Save it for the dark ones." Yeah, and then the thing with Carolyn over there happened, and when the underclassmen were dismissed, I think Carolyn pulled these three aside, Lucian, Gregor, and Bradford, and what did she say? She basically was talking about how she was worried that a few of them weren't going to take after they learned the truth of
Right.
what happens after you die.
Yeah, and it was Jax, Michael, and Byron.
Byron, yeah.
Was it Baron? Oh, what happened? What about Channing?
Well,
then?
okay. Here's what happened. It was Jax, Byron, and Michael that were out here, and she was gonna go out with them specifically.
Okay.
And then we kind of talked to her about it. And she's like, Zoe's basically a ticking time bomb, and I don't think these people are ready to make the same commitment we did. Which, if they don't make that commitment, they just fucking die. They're murdered.
Yeah.
So she's like, I want to save these people's lives. And Bradford kind of unintentionally roped all three of them into helping by being like, "Hey, do you want help?" She's like, "I didn't know you guys wanted to help." And it's like, "Well,
You do.
didn't have time, and sure, I'm willing to help." So she directed us towards Grimwald, Mule, and Channing. And then us being dumbasses were also like, "Hey, can you also give us a hint on like how to maybe approach that one?" Because, Grimwald was a tinkerer, and his sister Zoe is her situation. So Lucian kind of is assigned to that one. Mule is mostly because she believes Jax will take the plunge, aside from him not knowing what's going to happen with Mule. Like, he probably doesn't want to commit to Blackwatch if his brother is going to die, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's like it's almost like a twofer.
Yeah, Gregor volunteered to talk to Jax.
And Bradford got Channing because Channing is very, very sad, but still doing his damnedest to make the world a better place.
Mm-hmm.
And then we thought that's where it was going to end. That's not where it ended. Bradford and Lucian kind of took off for a second, and then Gregor decided to talk to Carolyn about stuff.
Gregor confessed how he feels to Carolyn. Because he has been thinking about that.
And she hit him with the thing that no one wants to hear in response to that.
Yeah.
We'll talk about
Talk
it
later.
later. So, you'll talk about it later, I guess. When we get
I
back to
guess
the
so.
compound. If it's still standing.
If it's still standing.
It's still standing. Shrino Shamash and the message back.
How long ago was that?
It's been a week, right? That you guys have been fixing up the town, so a week.
Nope.
I mean, I'd send more messages if Izmanov is game for it, but
Oh, yeah. Is that what this guy's name is? I literally
Izmanov
that
or
was never
Leveron.
of
Leveron.
Leveron.
Leveron, yeah. The one that's
See.
just above Marn.
Excuse me.
I also forgot I needed to make something, so I'm just doing that real quick. But I think that's it, right?
That has to be.
Unless I'm...
I forgot to mention that Dayron said he learned what he did from his captain, but I covered that in the Discord
thing.
channel test.
Yeah.
over the
Oh,
week.
yeah, you mentioned, like, Gregor would have mentioned this. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is
All
this?
Oh, also, Darren apologized to Jericho for
Birdman.
Pietro's
Pietro, thank
behavior.
you. Then I think he kind of mentioned, like, yeah, we're the nice ones of the Blood Cloaks. It's like, you're the nice ones?
Egads.
To be fair,
I can see
Daeron
it
is
for
actually not that
Dayron.
bad from the looks.
Yeah.
Or at least he's very good at lying. I'm not sure.
Mm-mm-mm.
No,
Yeah,
those games
he wears
could be either.
he wears a good mask at least,
Yeah.
like Maven.
Oh god, don't say that. We don't need more Mavens. Actually, we might. Regardless, I think that's definitively
I think
it.
that
Unless we have more
is
DLC
it.
to drop.
Yes.